Welcome to the show. That's how you intro a fucking show.
Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you.
Alright, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm your horror host, Eric Harrison, and welcome back to the Death Twitch. Today, we're going to do things a little bit differently, and by a little bit different, I mean, I'm going to review a fucking modern movie. Holy shit, can you believe it? Mark it on your calendars. Right, go ahead, right. Eric fucking reviewed a new movie. Wow, mind blown. We're actually going to talk about one that came out last year, heavy metal horror comedy called Deathgasm.
You know, I'm not even sure I'm in the right tuning.
What's up?
Brotherhood of Steel. Brutal. Brutal as fuck.
Alright, so Deathgasm is a heavy metal horror comedy released in 2015, directed by Jason Lei Howden. Apparently what happened was that he entered a bunch of scripts into something called Make My Horror Movie Contest, and they loved Deathgasm, and they gave him a fucking budget to make this movie. That's awesome, dude! I wish I had known about that contest, but I'm too lazy to write a script. Anyway, the plot of this sucker is, we've got this metalhead in a small New England town living with his kind of fundamentally Christian distant relatives, something like that. And then he meets a fellow metalhead there in town. They come across something called the Black Hymn, a bunch of music pages, and they decide to form a band called fucking Deathgasm. They perform the Black Hymn, and it brings evil and hell to Earth. Now, that was not the best plot synopsis, but that's what you're gonna get. Because that's metal. Because I don't give a fuck. Okay, dude. So this movie is a cross between Evil Dead, Shaun of the Dead, and fucking Venom. Alright, so this movie stars Milo Cawthorne as Brody. We got James Blake in there as Zach, and Kimberly Crossman plays Medina. Now, first-time director Jason Lei Howden clearly is a metalhead, but is also, as you can tell by watching the movie, greatly influenced by, you know, the likes of Sam Raimi and Peter Jackson, a fellow New Zealander. You can definitely see those styles in there. You can tell that this director took all of these things and kind of synthesized them into his own style. You talk about, you want some gore? This movie's got you some fucking gore. The effects are great. The effects are practical. There's so much fucking blood and gore. The demon effects look great. Yeah, again, like I said, very reminiscent of the Evil Dead. But then again, that's the prototype. That has pretty much been followed since Evil Dead came out anyway. But these demons look vicious. They look nasty. They sound fucked up. Like I said, the blood, the effects, there's plenty of gore in this movie. If you're a gore hound, you're gonna get your fix. It's awesome. You're gonna love it. Yeah, everything about this movie is great. The pacing keeps things moving along. Tightly edited, well paced. The actors all do a great job. They play very immensely likable, relatable characters. Like the two metalheads in this movie, I can actually relate to them because they fucking talk about this and that and shit that I understand, music trivia, and I'm like, yeah, I know. That's awesome too, right? And so, like, I fucking dig these guys. I feel like I could be a part of this group. Alright, what else can we talk about here? Well, first of all, let's talk about, they use a combination of, like, real heavy metal trivia and, like, fictionalized characters and bands and stuff. I guess I understand why they would have to do that. Personally, I think I would prefer if it was all real music trivia. But of course, there's a scene in there where you got like kind of the elder rocker protecting the Black Hymn from the cult or people that are after it. surely they couldn't afford a real rock star for that scene, so they had to get an actor and just kind of make up a mythos that this is some big rock star in this universe. It would have been great if they could have got Iggy Pop or Alice Cooper or Ozzy Osbourne in there. Dude, that would have been the shit. But instead we get this, and that's fine. Like I said, at least there's points in the movie where they give out actual real music trivia and they mention real bands, and that's cool, but it's blended in with the fake stuff, so it's a little awkward in that sense, but still pretty cool. So let's take a moment now to talk about the connection between heavy metal and horror. Now, these two things have a long history together, and going all the way back, probably even further back than I can imagine, but at least a very pinpointable time in history would be the formation of Black Sabbath. Now, Black Sabbath actually took their name from a horror movie after having seen the horror movie and thinking, man, people like to be scared. What if we made scary music? And thus, boom, heavy metal horror was born. Yeah, something about heavy fucking metal and just brutal gore and horror just they mix like perfect. It's like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. You put that shit together and like, damn, that's a winning combination. So this movie's got everything I want. And you know, it plays on the whole aspect of heavy metal is evil, it's satanic, and this goes back probably back to Black Sabbath's days, you know, the infamous hearings in the 80s in front of the Senate or something, where heavy metal had to basically defend itself about, we're not satanic, we don't put, subliminals in our music telling our listeners to kill themselves. But it's understandable how, people that are on the fringe, on the outside looking into the horror or the heavy metal community would probably be like, ooh, it looks evil, these people must be Satanists. We're not, but it's understandable, and this movie plays that up. And, I guess, according to the movie, heavy metal really is fucking evil. Almost ended the world. In the movie, they have to play the Black Hymn. Everybody's after something called the Black Hymn. It's like some music that contains power, and apparently if you play it, it summons like the king demon who will come and possess the most evil person in the nearby radius. So you've got like these occultists and stuff seeking the Black Hymn. You've got the elder rock star trying to protect it from the people that are trying to, abuse the power. And then it comes into the hands of this poor kid who's having a rough time in life and decides to play it in order to try and gain power so that he doesn't have to always be a loser. But you got the Black Hymn, kind of reminds me of Lords of Salem a little bit, because it's music. It's music that has to be played, that possesses people. I guess the whole reason why Black Sabbath was considered to be a very evil band is because they use what's called tritone or diminished fifth. So it's like certain notes that in the past, like superstitious people have always been afraid of certain musical notes because they sound evil and they think it's going to summon the devil. So you got a movie like The Lords of Salem, you got a movie like this, Deathgasm, that uses that in connection with, we got to bring about hell on earth. So what better way than to play the tritone, the evil notes of the devil, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. Now, what else can we talk about? Okay, let's talk about the cast. It's all great. Apparently, two of the actors in this movie are from Power Rangers, the TV show. Now, so I wouldn't have known that. I only figured that out because of my research. I've never seen Power Rangers because that's just not metal. Or is it? No, it isn't. Stop it. But apparently, Kimberly Crossman and Milo Cawthorne used to be in the Power Rangers. I don't know if they were together. I think they were in separate shows, but now they wound up in this movie together. So that's a bit of fucking trivia for you that you didn't need to know, and now you know it. In your face. Speaking of Kimberly Crossman, I now have a major fucking crush on her because of this movie. Holy God, she's looking fucking fine in this movie. Settle down, Eric. Okay. Alright. But seriously, she's looking fine as fuck. Foxy! Yeah! Anyway, sorry. She's looking hella good in this movie. But the thing is, like, she's all into the main character, Brody, and I don't know. I mean, I can suspend my disbeliefs only so far. A girl like this would never fucking be into a metalhead. She would never give metal a chance and then turn metal. These things don't happen. This is fantasy. But hey, a guy's got to have his fucking dreams, right? Sometimes we want to get the girl. Damn. And to come listen to some fucking Slayer with us. Is that too much to ask? So let's... Oh yeah, one more thing before we get into spoiler territory. I want to talk about how this movie actually syncs up to the Iron Maiden live DVD called Life After Death. I've watched most of it and it's there. It syncs. It's pretty cool. It's mostly, in the editing, but that's really fucking impressive that they took the time to actually edit this movie in such a way that it syncs up with the fucking Iron Maiden DVD. That's badass, and that's great. But there's other fucking movies out there, if you're interested in seeing them, that sync up with albums and stuff, like Night of Living Dead and Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe sync together, if you can believe that shit. Also, Marilyn Manson's album Smells Like Children syncs up with Faces of Death, and of course we're all very familiar with The Wizard of Oz and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I've seen all of those, they sync, they're all very cool, go check them out. We're going to get now into spoiler territory. So for those of you that have not seen the movie yet, don't want it spoiled, you can go ahead and skip to the time code here if you want to see my rating. But for the rest of you that have already seen the movie, let's fucking talk about some shits. Alright, folks, I want to talk about the bad guy, the first bad guy that's introduced in this movie. I don't even know what his name is. He's just bad guy. He's fucking funny. He's so funny and kind of charismatic and interesting of a character. At first, when you first see him, you're a little bit like, it's generic bad guy, man. But then it turns out he's a little bit trickier than that. He's fucking weird, and I like that. Sadly, though, he gets fucking betrayed and murdered by this girl that was sucking his dick earlier in the movie. And then she's just a really bad actress, like B-movie level bad actress. And it sucks. I would rather we have stuck with the other cool bad guy. I mean, it was nice giving us, kind of trying to give us a twist, but she's so bad. I can only imagine she must be the director's wife or something. Somebody in the crew or production's wife or girlfriend stuck her in this movie to get laid that night. She's just so bad it almost brings me out of the movie. What else? Oh yeah. So the sidekicks in this movie, the nerdy sidekicks, Giles and Dion both just die and they don't get resurrected. There's no happy ending for them. There's no, it was all a dream, they're still alive. Bullshit. They fucking die in this movie, and that's it. They're fucking done. They're gone. I love that. The movies don't do that enough. It's always like, we're going to fake you out with the death of a main character, but then, oh, it was just a dream or whatever. Bullshit. 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 If you're going to fucking do something like that, have some balls to do it right and just stick with it. Alright, the last thing I think I want to mention about spoilers is that I think the King Demon sucks. And this is a problem. Well, it's not a problem. This is just a bummer. Because 98% of this movie is fucking rock solid badass. I am on board the whole way through. And then we get to the end and Zach gets possessed by the King Demon and then he just looks like a big retard. It looks retarded. Retarded is what it looks like. Okay? It's just stupid, and it takes me out of the movie. It's like, who fucking approved of this design? It's so awkward and dumb. What they should have done was just have... there's a scene where it seems like Zach ditched out on him, and then all the characters are in trouble, and then Zach shows back up and saves the day, but he's got corpse paint on. What they should have done instead of having him put the paint on then was, when he becomes possessed, instead of turning into a big retarded looking monster, he should have then been more metal with the fucking corpse paint. Once he becomes possessed, he's got the corpse paint. And he's still himself. And it's still grounded in a bit of a reality that is believable and not so ridiculous, over the top, and just retarded looking like this fucking dude. So that's what they should have done. Minor nitpick. It's just one of the few small things that I really am like, oh God, this movie is almost perfect. If it doesn't get 5 stars from me, it's because of that reason. Oh, it's so close to being perfect. So fucking close. All right, and the last thing that bears mentioning is that apparently Jason Lei Howden is actually scripting the sequel right now called Deathgasm 2 Goremageddon. Hell yeah! I'm fucking looking forward to that. I hope he finds some funding. I hope he finds distributors. I hope that shit goes to theaters. I would love to see it. Let's talk about rating this motherfucker, shall we? I'm gonna give it 4.5. Sorry, I should say that like normal. 4.5 stars, guys. It's almost perfect. It's such a fucking kick-ass movie. If you've not seen it yet, you must see it. This is a must-see. Definitely check it out. Buy a copy. Support this shit because we metalheads, we never fucking get to have anything. Society hates us. Everybody wants us gone. We never get to fucking have anything. We get a station on TV like Fuse used to play metal, slave to the metal and uranium and all that shit. No, cut all that shit out. That lasted like 2 years. Every time we ever get anything, Headbangers Ball gets canceled. We can't fucking have anything. It pisses me off. So along comes a movie like Deathgasm that just pays complete respect to metal and horror and Evil Dead and Peter Jackson and shit like that. It's worth supporting because if you're into this stuff, support it. Send a message out there that there's an audience for this shit. We exist out there. Give us more of this, please. All right, man. That's it then. This was a fun time. I loved watching this movie, talking about it. I hope you guys go out there and fucking watch it and enjoy it as much as I did. Thanks for watching me, and drink beer, smoke weed, listen to metal. Fuck yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the fucking show. Welcome to the Death Twitch. Alright, I got this. Welcome to the Death Twitch. Welcome to the Death